Welcome back, everybody. All right, so what you can see here is Blender, and the way it works. If you haven't taken my 1 hour tutorial series on Blender, I suggest you take that first. Blender works a little bit differently than a lot of other softwares. Most notably, in order to select something, you need to right mouse button. It's kind of weird, but you get used to it really fast. In fact, it's actually optimized for speed, which is quite nice here. Okay, so once you go ahead and you take that in there, you can go and you can see we have a primitive cube in here, and you can see this primitive cube is very simple. And the way it works is that we model everything off of that here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's model a very simple fridge. Okay, we're just going to model it with a door and whatnot. It's going to be extremely simple. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to scale this along the z-axis. We're going to make this a little bit bigger. Okay, and I'll just move this up top here, just like that. And there we go. Okay, now we need to add in the what I like to do is we'll add in the door. So we'll go into edit mode, tab in. We're going to extrude this here, and we're going to extrude it again. Okay, and you'll notice what we'll do here is we will extrude this inward, but in order to do that, it's probably best to extrude this outward just a bit. Okay, and what that does is that, if you look at some kind of if you look at a fridge and whatnot, you can see that there's like the door and there's that little kind of rubber thing in between. So in order to do that, let's select these two tops here, push E to extrude, and then for here we'll push E to extrude just like that here. And don't worry, we will find a way to get rid of this here. One thing you can actually do, and it's kind of a cheat, but you can just E to extrude like that there. Little bit of a cheat. I see it all the time in models, and I'm just going to E to extrude like that too. Now for 3D printing this, it might cause some problems. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do that there. The other way to do this here is let's right click on this face here, push X and delete the face just like that here. And then if there's an extra edge there, we're going to delete that edge there too. So if you want to go and fix this, you need to select all the vertices with shift and then just push F at the end of that, and that fixes the problem here what we just had. Why don't we do that the same thing here too? And I'm just going to push X to delete the faces and then hop into edge select mode, and then I'm going to push X to delete the edge just like that, and hop into vertice, select all these vertices and push F to create the face. Okay, and there we go, and that should fix all the problems. It's pretty simple, nothing too complicated there. And so everything should work out just correctly. You can see it's kind of even looking like a fridge so far. Let's go ahead and let's add in a handle. This is actually much easier than it sounds. Let's loop cut, and we'll go here, and we can actually just add in one like this. Let's push, let's see, what should we push? We'll push 1, 2, and some of these get a little bit weird here, but what we'll do is we'll just hop over into the front and something more like this, and we'll go ahead and loop cut here, and will be loop cut there, and we'll make the handle maybe that big. Perfect. Hop into face select mode, and if we really want to, we could push we could extrude this here and then kind of cut it out, and that's where the handle will be. But let's add in 2 more loop cuts. We'll add in one here, like this, and then we'll add in one more. We'll add in one more right here, just like that. Okay, we'll just go and we'll click on this. We'll push E to extrude, and then we can see we can have a nice little handle here. And then we'll put E to extrude one more time, and then this is where it gets a little bit complicated, but not to worry. All we need to do is just select all the vertices here for each right here, and we'll simply push F for face, and we can simply select all of these here, and then push F for face. And what we're doing is we're creating a little box here. That's all we're doing. F for face, and F for face here. Now we have a nice little handle, and if we want to, we can even actually scale that in just a bit. Yeah. All right, or we can just leave it out like that. I think scaling it actually looks pretty good, and if you want to, you can just move that out just a bit. All right, so if you tab back into object mode, that actually looks like a pretty decent handle. Okay, and so that's essentially what a refrigerator is. Now we could model the back and like the fans and the grates and the extension cord and whatnot, but for the most part, that's pretty much it. Let's take a quick look at what we can do after this. The next thing we can do is add in something called a bevel modifier. So click on this wrench here, click on bevel, and what this will do is this will round the edges here. Now this is completely optional, but it does make it look better. Personally, I think that this here, and is if we push apply, I think that this actually looks pretty good, and there's not too many vertices within it as well. Okay, and so the other thing is that this gives you a very nice square aesthetic to your fridge. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.